Have you ever wondered how hotels collect their food scraps? Well, today we're downtown Victoria at Parkside Hotel and Spa. Let's go check it out. Trina has really been the trailblazer here with all the sustainability initiatives that are going on, which is a lot. So I'm excited to dive in deeper. What inspired Parkside Hotel and Spa to prioritize sustainability initiatives?
Well, actually, it was the original owners that developed and built the hotel. The hotel opened in 2009, and the original owners at that time had developed another number of resorts, and they really wanted to do a resort or a hotel that really showcased sustainability. So they started that journey in the mid-2000s, 2005, working with LEED, which yet was not in Canada at that time. And they were the first to apply for LEED certification for this property when it opened in 2009. So we were the first in Canada. And so always part of the ethos and the concept.
How have you, as general manager, championed sustainability initiatives within the hotel?
Well, when I joined Parkside as the original general manager in 2009, I purposely and thoughtfully sought out this hotel because it was aligned with my values. And so from day one, I've been champion of many of the sustainability initiatives and the overall concept and direction that the property's been going. So yeah, and then now we've developed over the years a sustainability committee, and many other team members are very actively involved as well. Well, I'm most excited and proud right now of the fact that we achieved 94% waste diversion from landfill during our last auditing season. And so that was a huge achievement. Our goal was to achieve 90%. So the fact that we got to 94, and we thought we'd hit 90% over a couple more years, so we hit it ahead of time. And that doesn't just include our hotel-like controlled areas, but that includes waste coming out of guest rooms, that includes our commercial businesses that we don't operate, all participating because it's one recycling room. And so, yeah, we're very proud to have hit 94%. Well, we've been composting in guest rooms for a number of years. And it started off a little soft because we had the compost under the kitchen sink, kind of where maybe at home you might put it. And we decided a number of years ago to go buy really nice, fancy compost bins and put them up on the counter next to the sink in the cutting area. As soon as we did that, that was a game changer. Our usage of compost went up significantly, so we'll never go back under the sink.
Wow, and how do you address contamination in the rooms?
Well, we're fortunate because we work with a company that does pretty much everything for composting. We also too have in the rooms is a list. If a person isn't sure, there is a list and infographics as well showing all the different things that they can compost. We have composting, and it's quite a substantial size in the kitchen. We do in the staff room. We do in office areas and any back of house area that someone might be eating. So we hit all those areas, and in the common areas we have, like if you're down in our parking lot, you'll see that we have paper, returnables, and garbage. So that's really the only area that doesn't have composting.
Amazing. And do you have any tricks or little key strategies that you'd suggest for other hotels to follow that you've learned along the way?
Well, composting in hotels isn't common yet. I don't think I've stayed at a hotel yet that really offers composting in the rooms. Even just simple composting of, your coffee and tea, like having a small little compost at the desk next to the coffee and tea station. So really, my suggestion is just do it. Just start, right? And then go from there.
Yeah, and we're really lucky here in Victoria to have a commercial composter that accepts certified compostable liners, which is why we're here today to talk a little bit about that. Did you explore solutions like certified compostable liners to improve the cleanliness in your operations?
Well, that was something left up to the executive housekeeper, Angie. Now, Angie knows that we have a policy that we're working towards trying to be zero single-use plastics. So in our spa, for example, we've removed all plastics and actually have achieved what's called Surf Rider Foundation certification through the British Columbia Green Business Certificate program. So that means that we even down to our linen in the spa use 100% cotton, so there's no microplastics going into the wash system, right? So the spa's gone on that road, and we did that with all of our rooms. And so the housekeeping manager, Angie, knows when she's looking, she has to look for things that meet our purchasing policies. Our team members are a wide international collective of people. And so there's different understandings and different educational levels around waste management. And so really for us, it's a lot of repeat of information, having workshops, town hall meetings, one-on-one, and it's just as people on board, just training them the way we want it done and reinforcing that training. So it takes a lot of work. It's ongoing.
Parkside has achieved carbon neutrality, is Biosphere certified, and is the first urban hotel in the world to be a Beyond Green member. So what was that process like, and what impact has it had on operations and guest experience?
Well, I mean, what did the process look like? This was a long process. This isn't overnight. Becoming carbon neutral was our first step, and we did that back a number of years ago. But it took us probably 9 years to get to that point, because the first thing about achieving that status is you want to make sure that you have done everything you can to reduce your footprint. You don't want to just offset, you want to do everything you can before you get there. So that was kind of, that first step, right? And that was the biggest hurdle for us to get through. Once we got through that, becoming Biosphere certified was a natural next step, which we did. We're again one of the first to really push forward on the island for that certification, and now there's a lot of amazing businesses with that certification. And then Beyond Green, I think Beyond Green and Biosphere were kind of around the same time that we did those, and that was a natural fit for us as well. So this was not an overnight process. It took time to get there, but we're really happy with where we're at.
Amazing. And what does it mean to be Biosphere certified?
So Biosphere is a great certification because it looks at all the 17 sustainable goals set out by the United Nations, and it has a number of indicators within. I think off the top of my head, it's like 496 indicators, if I'm correct off the top of my head. And so really it looks at your business, kind of like B Corp, very holistic, from like how you treat your employees, how you treat your suppliers and vendors, how you treat your community, how you treat the environment, how you treat culture. And so really, I like to think of business, and our business is that, because you asked, how does this impact the guest? Well, if a business is caring for their local community, if a business is caring for their local environment, if a business is caring for their employees, then they're going to care for their guests, right? And so that's kind of a new way of doing business.
Totally. The ESG front on the environmental social governance, it's such a role to play in sustainability, even just for the sustainability of your business. So that's really exciting, and thank you for doing that and championing that and showing off our wonderful city by doing that too. I love that. What has been the biggest challenge in food scrap collection, and how have you overcome them?
Well, the biggest challenge for us was, once we hit the guest part, is how to get the guests to participate. That took us a couple years to figure out, right? We first put the compost in, and then where they weren't being used heavily, and then it was like, okay, let's put signage in the room. That helped a little bit. We started to kind of pepper in the SDGs to say, like this helps with SDG 12, consumption and production. And so we started to kind of pepper that in, but really it was learning, like, how do we change their behavior, right? And of course, if you look at science and changing behavior, you got to make it easy, or you have to make it hard, right? Depending on what you want them to change to. So we made it easy by moving it up to the counter. Once we did that, that was a game changer.
Yeah, sometimes it can be as simple as putting up a sign that says food scraps only, and so they don't have to think about what goes in there. We like to say that sometimes people see a green liner and then that's how they kind of have that last awareness of, oh, only food should go in here.
Yeah.
But everyone's starting in a different place. How do you manage food waste at events and perhaps focus on any contamination elimination strategies?
Yeah, so we work exclusively with a company that does all of our events and functions. Their menu is designed because they also have the same ethos as we do, and they also too track their carbon footprint and greenhouse gas emissions. So for them, waste is a big component as well. So for Truffles Catering, who we use exclusively, they design their whole menu. And so when it comes to putting scraps after an event, it's very easy because it's all designed that way and what we sell to the guests. So the guests can't bring any outside food or other items.
Amazing. So I guess one hot tip would be to source any suppliers that have the same values.
Yes, and you have to build your menu around, again, those behavioral choices.
Amazing, amazing. All right, and the last question, which we've kind of touched on a little bit, any advice for other hotels that are looking to start food scraps collection?
There's a company called Better Tables with Ben, who runs the Better Tables, and I highly recommend companies to reach out to him, and because he really does an audit and a holistic look, especially if you have a restaurant. And not only will he reduce your food waste, but he'll save you money. So reach out to Better Tables if you really want some great insight on how to do it.
Incredible. Ben was actually one of the first people I met when I moved out west. And so, yeah, I can second that. Reach out to Ben. Cool. Thank you so much, Trina, for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for coming today to be here at the Parkside Hotel and Spa.
Come visit us here at Parkside Hotel.